Hey guys, this is Cheryl with Cheryl's Animals. Was Piggy Town, and before that, Magical Melody. Magical Melody wasn't really related to the kind of content that I wanted to post going forward. And then Piggy Town, I wasn't really sure that anybody would really know what that is. And it just, I don't know, seemed kind of weird. It was like Piggy Town. And then I would see my channel name as I would like leave comments on other videos, and I don't know, it just looked kind of weird. So for now, we're going to leave it as Cheryl's Animals until I can come up with something better than that, if I do. So what this video is about is guinea pig boy bonding. So back in December, I adopted 2 skinny pigs. They were a bonded pair of boys, and at the time they were about 8 to 10 weeks old. And back in July, which has been a couple of months now, their bond broke. They got into some kind of a fight in the kitchen in their cage, and Casey really beat the crap out of JoJo. JoJo was really, really hurt, and I don't know if you're aware or any of you follow the Facebook Weakers group, which is where the LA Guinea Pig Rescue has a group on Facebook. But I posted about it, and I posted his injuries, and I said I had to separate them. They got in this huge fight. What can I do? Can I ever like rebond them or anything? Because I have had guinea pigs for about a year, and so their bond was the first and only bond that I had with my guinea pigs that had broken. And so I just went in there to find out like what I could do. And they basically, everybody said, look, I mean, since it's been that bad, since blood has been drawn, the best thing for you to do is keep them separated and never try to put them back together again. I did not want to hear that, because they came as bonded as babies. And I just kind of got sad that they could no longer be together. They lived side by side for the last couple of months. And so they each got a 2x3 space to live in. One of my rescues, Butterscotch, had babies on August 4th. So after the babies were old enough, they were separated. And then last weekend, between Saturday and Sunday, I bonded Casey to his friend, and I bonded JoJo to his friend. So I took the baby boys and I bonded the baby boys with Casey and JoJo. It was either that or put them with females after they were neutered 6 to 7 weeks later. So I thought that since Butterscotch had babies, I would take advantage of the situation and go ahead and try to bond them with 2 of the babies. So only time is going to tell if those bonds are going to stick, because sometimes male guinea pigs, boars, when they get older, it kind of goes sour, because all the hormones start flowing and everything gets going, and they start to become dominant as they get older and, you know, become more like adult guinea pigs. So only time is going to tell whether or not those bonds will continue to stick or not. We'll see. If it doesn't, then what I'm going to do is take and have Casey and JoJo neutered and go ahead and put them with my girls about 6 weeks after they've healed and all that. So that's what the plan is going forward. But hopefully the bonds with the babies will just stay, and hopefully they won't need to go have surgery, because I don't really want to put them through surgery if I can avoid it in any kind of way. But you know, like I said, we'll see what happens. So the videos that you're gonna see were filmed on my phone, and so they were filmed like the straight up and down vertical, because when you're sharing reels and you're sharing videos on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, you got to do like the up and down vertical instead of like sideways landscape or HG. So the clips that I have are the clips that I was showing of it in the Weakers group, because I'm in there a lot. So I apologize that the videos are going to be that vertical and you're going to see like the black space on either side. But at this point, on this channel, these types of videos are not getting any more than 35 to 40 views within a 4-month period of time. So it's not worth it for me to go and grab like the whole big camera and tripod and all that stuff and spend a whole bunch of my time filming and doing all this crazy stuff right now, because, you know, I do have the animals of the guinea pigs, and I have some cats, and I've got dogs. You know, I have those animals for a reason. You know, they're a part of my family, and I take care of those animals. So I'm taking care of the animals. Filming a video at this point kind of is like a last thought. So I just haven't really had the time to come in here and make videos. And that's why you haven't seen any videos in here for the last few months, because like I said, I mean, I just really haven't had time to worry about all that. And then I've had a lot of things going on in my own personal life that I've had to deal with. So right now, with the very little views that these videos are getting, I'm not going to really put a lot of time and effort into filming until I start seeing a few thousand views on this stuff. Some of my other videos have had over 100,000 views. No. But with that said, here are the clips that I caught from last weekend of their bonding. So, if you're new to what happened, I had to separate my two bonded male guinea pigs because there was a bad fight between them back in July, and that one in there is JoJo, and he got beat up really, really bad. So right now what I'm trying to do is bond JoJo with one of Butterscotch's babies. That little orange and white boy there, that is Raspberry. So I'm trying to see if I can get this to work. I thought that I would try, since I had some male babies, that try to see if I can bond JoJo and Casey with some of the males from her babies before taking them to get neutered. Yeah, there's some stuff going on, but you know, they're not hurting each other. Uh-oh, watch out. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on them and see if this even works at this point. So don't know. We'll just have to see. Right now they're eating. That kind of makes me feel good that they're that close together eating. We'll see what can happen here. Took them a while to calm down.
Funny. I do not know why I just saw that, but I think it was funny. So I'm not supposed to know if that happened.
I heard that. I heard that. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. It's been a couple of hours now, so I added a Heidi, and I added some hay in a snack shack, and some pellets in a water bottle. And I'm just gonna leave them in here overnight to make sure everything is okay. I'll work on cleaning the cage where they're gonna go, get everything all neutralized, and we'll go there tomorrow. This seems pretty solid, like they're hanging out in the same hide together. Here in a little while, I'll bring another hide in and put one more hide so that they can have their own separate space overnight if they want. But I think it's pretty good. It took them a while to calm down, but they're good now. You happy to have a friend now, JoJo? He's all by himself. So, JoJo and Raspberry's bond worked. So it's the next day, and just updating everybody that they're both in there. I just put them in there, so they're both kind of checking things out. And that's JoJo's house over there. The house that looks like it is in Casey's cage, but that'll get moved. Because I have brand new houses for Casey and his new cage mate. So, dude, this house has 3 entries. So since I don't have a tunnel right now, I put that in there. Gonna use that. That's their pellet ball that was in their bonding pen last night. That's their snack shack. The hay rack is JoJo's, and the litter box has been changed, and there's fresh shavings in there, and there's fresh water. That was JoJo's water bottle, and then this was the baby boy's water bottle. So I just put that in there. That's the house that they kept hiding in together last night. This is just a funnel because it makes it easier to fill the water bottles. Yep. So there's Raspberry. They were there eating his hay. And JoJo is still walking around checking things out. I'm putting in some water. It's good. And some apple sticks there. Yep, it worked. So I'm going to try and see if I can get the rest of this stuff cleaned up so that way I can start trying to bond Casey with his new friend. Look at that. JoJo and Jasper are in the same house together. JoJo is kind of covering up Jasper that he's in there. It's so awesome. Those buddies. Okay, so this is Casey, the one that beat up JoJo. I just put them together in this bonding pen, and I'm going to try to see if I can bond Mr. Casey with Blefable. Casey is the skinny pig that you see in there, and Blefable is the little baby, the tricolored little baby boy. So they just got in here less than 5 minutes ago, and things are not getting dominant at all right now. I thought yesterday with JoJo and Raspberry, that situation was a lot more dominant, and I found out through bonding JoJo with Raz that JoJo is actually very dominant. that Casey was the one who beat up JoJo back in July when their bond broke. So I think what happened maybe is that both Casey and JoJo are extremely dominant piggies. So one could not establish dominance over the other, and it finally just got bad. There's some dominance starting to happen. That once Casey figures out that he can establish dominance over that baby, then we'll be good to go. So usually males, you gotta have one that's very dominant and one that's really submissive. Then the submissive one will always be the one to back down from the one that is trying to establish dominance. So I think what happened is that Casey and JoJo both are extremely dominant, and it just, as they got older, they started to figure that out, and that was the reason why things went sour. But with the fact that they just got in here, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. Wow, look at that. I'm almost to the point of thinking that there's really no reason for them to be in a bonding pen at this point. This is going a lot better than I expected it to. I thought things were going to start out kind of rough. Wow. So I put some water in there. And they still have the big old pile of hay. I think I put too much hay. And then 2 brand new space houses for the LA guinea pig rescue. There's a dark brown ones. I like those. They're beautiful. I might get some more in that color. Something that they can kind of have overnight. And then I'll move them tomorrow because I have to resituate the cage. I have to take the separator out. And I have to move the kitchens. I'm going to put one kitchen up one end and another kitchen up the other end. And I have 2 hay containers. Because when the fight broke out between Casey and JoJo a couple of months ago, it happened in the kitchen. So I just want to do that just to make sure that nobody feels like they have to get dominant over food or anything. So here's Casey and Blue Fable. Fable's eating, and Casey is up the other end. And they're kind of hanging out. They did good last night in their bonding pen. And then is this JoJo and Raz. They're doing good, eating together. And I put Jasper in here with these boys. Just temporarily. And he is back there behind Coco. There's Oreo, and there's Coco's right there, and then there's Jasper right there, the little one. I'm technically not supposed to put 3 boys together, but Jasper is the 3rd out of 3 boys Butterscotch had. So these guys have been put with several different boys, and they've always done really well with having a 3rd boy in there. At one point there were 4 boys in this cage, and both Oreo and Coco were able to accept them and adapt. So it was good. Oreo is a little more dominant, but he doesn't do anything. He just chases. Coco is like all 100% Buddha boy. Oreo is, but he's got a little bit of dominant. But I just needed a place to put Jasper for now until I can figure out something for him. We've got really happy with how the new bondings have gone, but if I had to pick between which pair are more bonded at this point, I would say that JoJo and Raz are closer of a bond so far than these guys are. Well, they seem to share, but they seem like they like to spend more time away from each other. But these guys are always cuddled up together. They were cuddled up together last night in one of those houses. I'm pretty confident that in the future that bond is going to stick. I'm not so sure on this one. We'll see. There's JoJo with his new bonded mate. His little baby brother. I guess sometimes best friends come in tiny little crusted packages. Yeah. Oh. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi, sweet girls. Got Skittles. Reese. Sanity. And s'mores. Oh, goodness. Hello. Well, you happy? Hi, s'mores. Popcorning everywhere. Oh, what's up, bud? Where's Cackleberry? There's Cackleberry. Hey! It's Cadbury. But we call him Cackleberry. Oh, you need some more pellets. So this is about a week later after JoJo and Jasper spawn and after Casey and Blue Fable spawned. So I thought that I would come show everybody how everybody's doing. That's JoJo. And there's Jasper. And they're still doing well. They're just kind of running around. They're getting along really well. And then there's Casey right there. And then Blue Fable just went inside that red house. There they are right there. Hi, Case. So everybody seems to be doing well.